having an LLC for an unsuccessful musician is more beneficial than having an LLC for a highly successful musician.
You want to tell them why?
Yeah, if you're spending thousands of dollars on plugins, on classes, on computers, on hardware, promo, everything, your profit is negative infinity, and most of that is a tax write-off versus your business as well. Like if you're spending all of this money and all of this time acquiring all of these resources and investing in yourself and your creative project, and your creative project is registered with whatever state and or federal government you happen to be under, all of that is something you can account towards your personal tax write-off. So if you're already paying the correct amount in your normal job, and then you have an LLC that made negative 10,000 this year, dude, your tax return is going to be insane.
You are the first person that I have spoken to, I shit you not, in a 5-year period that has known about that little hack. And it's something that I learned about like back in 2020. And yeah, just like you said, as a single member LLC, it flows through your Form 1040, your overall tax return filing. So if you're already correctly taxed via W-2 withholdings, and then you offset that with losses, that can really boost your tax refund. Now, I've heard from, and I don't have any confirmation for myself on this, but I have heard you can get away with that for the first year that you run a business and the second year. And usually by year 3, they start to want more information. If you have an unsuccessful, the governments don't expect you, at least in America, they don't expect you to be successful your first year or necessarily your second year. But I have heard that on your third year and anything afterwards, if it's a repeat process, the likelihood of you being audited is kind of high. So at least have your ducks in a row.
Well, yes, and it really depends on how much money you're writing off. If you're writing off $10,000 or more, they will most likely, kind of, what is that, 3 years in a row at this much? But
it also depends on how much income you pull in too. So once you're net positive, once you are cash flow positive, if you can account for up to, last year, mine was higher than that number you just said by a long shot, and it was still accepted and it was still good. But you keep good books, you keep P&L, you keep record of everything, you keep your receipts, you put a spreadsheet together with all the details. Most tax preparers won't do it without it.
Well, and that's the thing is I learned all of this when I had my own shop working on cars, and that was the most stressful thing I'd ever done in my life, quite honestly. And
that's right. You got some business experience outside of music. We talked about this.
My business partner did not do great things with our money, and I didn't really have a choice but to
such a common
patch the holes he was constantly shooting in the boat. And so at the end of all of it, I was left holding the bag. And so I had to figure out how to make that bag make sense and not blow up the rest of my life for the next 10 years for just trying to do something I cared about and loved to do and learn and grow as a person. I figured it all out. And at some point, those assets that you pay for, you can depreciate them over a certain amount of time. And I think you're allotted 4 years.
Super important.
Yes. So you can take the same assets from the year before, do the same thing, and everything you purchased that year is also now a depreciable asset. You can continue the cycle, but you keep spending more money on yourself and keep reinvesting it back into your business. And at some point, the government's going to be like, yo, dude, you're making you're spending a lot of money and this business isn't making any money. This isn't really a business. You're just taking advantage of the tax code. You're now going to go to federal prison, but that's not actually how it happens. So
no, they'll tell you,
that's kind of what everyone
to dissolve your LLC. About. You'll be ordered to, they'll likely audit you first. They'll give you hey, we don't like what you're doing here. And then they're not just going to throw you in the lock bar hotel for the rest of your life. But anybody watching this right now who's an independent musician who wants to treat this like your full-time job and go full-time, listen to what this man is saying right now. It's the way I've been able to do it. It's how I haven't had a boss in 5 years going on 6. It's how you do it. Everything he's saying.
It really is.